Where am I? Is anyone there? What is this? A reflection of me?
Looks like the new plane arrived. I'll make sure to make him or her feel welcome.
Despite this dirty mirror, my livery is looking good. Delta and my manufacturer did a good job with this.
I can see that, and it looks cool too.
What? Who said that?
Behind you. First time, right? Our magic box drops us here, and then it goes up. Gone.
Yeah. Who are you?
I'm Northern Pacific, but I go by Big N. What's your name?
Oh, hi, Big On. Well, I guess my airline name is Delta, and my registration is November 5th, 89 Delta Tango, so,
100 years. How about you go by 100 years, since that's your livery name?
Okay. So, hi, Big N, I'm 100 years. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, 100 years. You are David's 392nd plane in his fleet.
Oh, my 392? That's a lot of planes.
I know. What I know is David has been collecting us planes around the mid to late 2000s, and I'm one of his newest planes.
David, was he the one who I came to today?
Yeah, he ordered you on eBay like me, and we came to him. I came here on August 29th, and you came on October 20th, which is today.
So, where is everyone?
This is one of David's 2 locations that he lives, and some of us planes are stored here. Most of his planes are either on display or stored at his apartment in Santa Monica. Here we are at Inglewood. This is the place where his mom and cousin Alex live.
N.
What?
Who said that?
Big N? The cousins are coming back home. Meet me in the bathroom.
Uh-oh, we gotta fly. Lokelani is calling for us. Follow my lead, okay?
Wow, my first flight. And a hurried one to say the least.
Psst, hurry! I'll turn on the light with my wing to navigate the way a little easier.
Whoa, a little stumbly flight for me.
Yeah, it's normal on our first flight. It's okay.
All right, we're safe now. So, who's the new guy?
My name is 100 Years. I am the newest plane in the fleet.
100 years? Wow, that's quite a name you got there. I'm guessing it's because of your livery? The one from Delta?
Yep, there's also another plane with the same livery as me, an Airbus A350, although I'm not sure if she is in the fleet with you guys.
Nope. It's been a while since we last got a new Delta jet before 2025. November 704 X-Ray was the last Delta jet before you came, from 4 years ago.
The 3 of us came to the fleet no earlier than August of this year, so we're basically newcomers of the collection of David's airplane fleet. Hey, 100 years. Have I not introduced myself yet?
Big Ann told me your name is Lokelani. Since your green fuselage says Lokelani Airlines, then I guess that's your name?
That's right, I'm Lokelani. I'm basically a 747 from Hawaii, given the name and flower, which means heavenly rose in Hawaiian. It's the official flower in Maui.
That's a wonderful name to have, Lokelani.
Thank you. Even though my airline isn't real unlike you two, Northern Pacific and Delta, it's only a fantasy airline my manufacturer, Matchbox Sky Busters, made up.
But still, it is a pretty cool airline regardless if it's real or not. Could I take a look at that rose on your tail, please?
Love the flower, Loke.
Same here.
Thanks, guys. While I've been here since August 25th, I've been yearning to check out Hawaii. But it's up to David, who is my owner, to take me there. Or at least a botanical garden where there are lots of flowers to fly by. Or just stop by near them to look at them closely.
So you guys just stay on display or remain in storage only?
For some of us, planes, that's the way David treats us. Usually, he would take one of us on a simple flight wherever he goes most of the time.
The last time I flew with David, or at least being held by his hand, we were either heading to the bank to deposit money or to a counseling appointment around Los Angeles. But even in errands where David has to do something really important, he would take one of us. It's like one of us is his smartphone, which is a device that the average person in society always carries with them.
Usually, people who collect planes like us would keep them on display or be put in storage. At least from what I saw on YouTube videos, David would watch. But unlike them, we are outgoing and we would actively focus on the world around us outside.
Since you're new to the Fleet 100 years, you would definitely be played a little more by David and would get a better experience around the surroundings of this house that he lives here in Inglewood. And then after a while, I believe either you would be put in storage or on display. The two regular lifestyles for most airplane models.
Yeah, I've been wanting to see around the area of this house that we're in. But I guess that the cousins that are in the house right now live here too.
Yep, even during the time we're on display or on storage, we may sometimes fly freely in the house whenever nobody is at home, or sometimes when David is alone here. While doing so, we like to hang out with the other planes here and become buddies with them like Lokelani. She is one of my closer friends and my partner.
Partner? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, so recently David recruited 8 planes in his adventure called A Battle Against Evil, and we're divided into 4 groups, 1 boy and 1 girl. Big N is right. We are partners for the mission to help David on his fight, since we were chosen by him.
A battle against evil?
Yeah, it's a complicated long story, but that's what is happening lately with David. And that's something I wanted to discuss to Big N with after he flew to the dining table to meet you.
When the coast is clear, we will show you a drawing at the dining table that explains what we're talking about in relations to the mission. That way, you'll get a better picture relating to this ongoing fight that started before we came. Well, here it is. The drawing that shows the adventure against evil.
Oh, wow.
Since David has a fashion show coming up on November 1st, he was told to draw something in his social skills class that inspires him. So he drew this.
A battle against evil. I see those two must be the owners of us planes on the white circle with the 8 planes around them. So, which one is David?
Actually, 100 years, David is the real owner on the right. The one on the left is not a real person, but he shares an incredibly similar personality and story as him.
Shortly after the fight started last October, David was watching videos of Sonic from his childhood, especially the cutscenes of that game. Shadow the Hedgehog, who is the one on the left. What Shadow went through in his demeanor in the games, movies, pictures, and even fan art represent how David lives his life as of recently.
I can see the 8 planes around David and what's his name?
Shadow.
Shadow, okay. Shadow, including you two, Big N and Lokelani.
Yeah, so David is basically like Shadow the Hedgehog. He's sort of like someone who isn't looked up as a hero, but more of a boy who is mainly focused on his personal mission.
Even before you came 100 years, David bought some new shoes and rings that Shadow wears to match his personality. He's basically Shadow in a human form.
So everything to him is all business, like all work and no play?
Not really. Sometimes he winds down and uses us as a way he calls a coping strategy. When I was at one of his counseling appointments earlier ago, he claims to use strategies like those as a way to wind down from the overwhelming feelings of his fight at the place he goes to. He usually plays with us planes as a coping strategy to make himself feel a little more calm.
You see us, 100 years? There we are, below the other planes. The boys are me, Tim, Ted, and Trip.
And the girls are me, Zealand, Saria, and MBXOCX, or what she prefers as Little X.
What are the words on the top, on the left, and right corners?
Oh, those? The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is the church David goes to on his mission for God long before we came to his fleet. People out in public call it a Mormon church when the church calls themselves Christian.
What's known about this church is that it's considered to be a cult. David didn't know that was the reality of the church until very later around 2025, when the members and others associated with the church commit to blind obedience to the leaders. No matter what kind of criticism is taken towards the leaders is seen as unfaithful, which is a huge problem for their salvation.
Geez, that doesn't sound good.
The bad news relating to the church happened when one of the people on the bottom of the page, Richard Radin, actually discriminated him and 2 other males from the church ward because of his protected traits that he was born with.
Wait, what?
Richard, wasn't he the bishop of the YSA ward before he was released? From April?
Yeah, really. He has a text message to prove it.
David?
He has the evidence on his folder of the text messages, but it's at his apartment in Santa Monica, while he was attending a different ward because of the discriminative issue, simply due to some girls uncomfortable because of his autism. He spoke out about the abuse, which, keep in mind, the church is known to have zero tolerance in regards to any form of abuse, according to church policy.
Zero tolerance to abuse? Did they seriously fail to uphold the rules of the church?
Heck yeah, they did.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so 2 weeks after he was discriminated, he was antagonized by another bad guy named Tyler Miller, who was assisting his biggest enemy of all, the Los Angeles State President, Brian Ames. He was retaliated by him for speaking out about the abuse, even though he was doing the right thing, and tried to trespass him worldwide, despite the fact he has limited authority to do so.
And let's not forget about the letter that was sent to David from a law firm a few days later. Curtin McConkie.
Curtin McConkie?
Yeah, Curtin McConkie, the exact law firm that has a history of incredibly sketchy conduct with legal issues for the church. This law firm is known for silencing people for reporting wrongful activity at the church with the misconduct of leaders, and even telling mandated reporters not to report the abuse after calling the abuse helpline.
Wow.
I have no doubt this horrible law firm is keeping the church safe from critics and those who call out unlawful and unethical behavior at the church. They think sending a threatening letter to silence those that speak out would be an easy way to avoid legal liability, which is such a cowardly move.
Since David is studying the law of California as of lately, even shortly before the battle against evil existed, David is relying on the knowledge of what the penal codes and criminal statutes say that is a law violation, especially for civil laws too.
He has to make sure that during his fight, he must know his and the other person's rights. If David doesn't know the authority of the person's decision and tried to challenge them, they might have an advantage over him, and that's not what any of us want.
That's a smart idea David would do for his battle.
Yeah, it helps him for his promise to his creator and to his lost best friend.
Lost best friend? What happened?
Oh, yeah. That is another thing to discuss that is not only crucial, but also really, really sad for both of them. David used to be best friends, or what they call each other, BFFs, with a girl at church named Ashlyn Nelson. Like I said, Shadow had a best friend, and it was Maria Robotnik. For David, she was like Maria to him.
Maria and Ashlyn were almost identical towards their own best friends. They were like siblings, very close, very supportive, and had a lot in common. Of course, there was no romantic interest or anything, but it was a very sweet huddle-up for comfort that they enjoyed from the two, and were thrilled to sit beside each other at church during their path to their creator.
And then?
Shortly after Maria's death, Shadow was betrayed by his creator, Gerald Robotnik, who altered his memories and programmed him for revenge. He was awakened 50 years later, traumatized from the trauma of watching it all happen on Space Colony Arc. However, he made a promise to honor her wish for humanity, to make them safe and happy.
For David, it's essentially the similar story. A couple months after they became BFFs, she betrayed him due to the personal issues she had going on in her life long before she met him at church. But even with Ashlyn and David not being BFFs anymore, he too made a promise to her that she earlier wanted him to do when they were best friends in the past: submit to God's will.
Wow, that must be really heartbreaking for our owner. And I haven't even met him yet.
I can't imagine someone close would hurt me like that. She's so awful.
As a girl myself, I truly get why David would feel the way he is right now with Ashlyn, even though he feels the need to love and forgive her as part of his promise to God. And for Ashlyn, I really feel bad for her too, since she's in a life of pain with her recent turmoil. To be fair, I don't think she meant to hurt him. She probably felt easier to push him away to avoid feeling hurt.
That doesn't really make sense. She pushed him away to not feel hurt?
Wouldn't that hurt everyone around her instead, thus making her situation worse?
Yeah, I know, it's really weird when you think about it and can be hard to understand, but that's how people cope with their internal issues. And for someone who is autistic like David, it's even more challenging to understand.
But how would we know if she did betray him? For all we know, David changed the bracelet from BFF to ex-BFF. He did it to make the bracelet a little more relevant in his life and for his mission.
Yeah, again, I do understand David putting his friendship with Ashlyn in the past, truly believing that their BFF-ship is sadly over. But at least he still has the bracelet that Ashlyn made and gave to him, albeit slightly changed.
So how is Ashlyn? Is she doing any better?
We can't say
I'm
for
not
sure.
too
We
sure.
haven't heard about her recently.
But even with that being true, David still has the memories that he made with Ashlyn that will always linger further.
Hey, Big N. Didn't you saw a scene in that Sonic movie where Shadow and Sonic talked about the feeling of love being more powerful than pain?
Yeah, when they both were at the moon, Sonic says that even when he lost Long Claw, despite the pain he felt, there was a powerful feeling he felt: love.
So what you're saying is, love is more powerful than pain?
Yep.
Oh, I see. Hey, what does YSA stand for?
That's the congregation that David is a member of in his church, the Young Single Adult Ward.
Interesting.
So there you have it. That is David's story.
We don't know when the fight will end for sure, but for all we know, it's here to stay for quite some time now.
Would I be in the fleet where I have to fight evil like you two?
I don't think so, since he only chose us 8 planes, but I guess we'll see.
Sometimes, the planes that are unchosen can still be witnesses, even though they don't come outside very often as of recently.
True. Right now it's mainly all about the promise to God, since that is his main priority as of lately. With that said, we hope we made you feel welcome in the fleet 100 years, and we look forward to have David meet you soon.
I can't wait.